doesn't.
Yeah, yo, what's going on? Once again, you are on Compete Street. I am TD Berry, coming to you with another Compete Street battle recap. I'm going to do two recaps for y'all today. I'm going to recap two battles, both from URL that dropped fairly recently. The first battle, they're actually both from the Traffic 3 weekend. I think one, it was a 2-day event. So, first battle I'm going to recap is Ill Will versus Shotgun Suge that went down on their main card, the main event. And it was a good battle. It was a good battle. I'm going to say it was a little underwhelming. Just a tad bit. I was actually very excited for this battle to happen. And it was just a tad bit underwhelming to me. I don't know, I just felt like the aggression wasn't where, I thought it would be for this battle. Ill Will went first, and he came out with some fire. Came out with some fire in the first. He had the I think they put the ladder in the shotgun. That don't even make sense bar in there, and he had a Farouk and Bradshaw bar in his first. That was dope. Don't really remember verbatim how that went, and he had like a Doolittle talk to a bird bar in the first, and I don't know. I feel like that might have been it. I might be missing a bar or two that could probably get a point, but I feel like that was it. And Suge came out. I like Suge's aggression. I feel like Suge's aggression was a little notch higher than Ill Will's was in the first round, and I think Suge just came out shooting. His bars wasn't really he wasn't really saying nothing too crazy, but I just liked his aggression there. He was the more aggressive battler, I think, in the first. Not saying Will didn't have it. I think Suge's just was a notch up, and he did have a couple bars. The spin this wheel like Vanna White, something like that. Spin this wheel like Vanna White. Spin this wheel, then pick his box like Vanna White, I think, is what he said. That was in his first. And he had this Crip bar saying you can get it initiated tonight. I got all these Crips with me. You can get initiated tonight. That was hard. It was hard. He delivered it flawlessly. And that was crazy. So I edged Suge the first round. I edged him though. I know a lot of people, before I watched this battle, a lot of people were saying this was a 3-0 body for Suge. I didn't see it that way. But anyway, so Suge, I edged Suge the first. Then Will came on his second. Will was firing. Will had a very good second. He stepped up his intensity a little bit. He had the Jay gets shot in the bleachers with a bird, like Mickey D's commercial, saying, he was calling, Shotgun Jay for his real name, Jimmy, saying he'll get shot with a bird, talking about the old Michael Jordan and Larry Bird McDonald's commercial. And he had the Sugar Fake, we ain't equal bar in the second, which was fire, saying, equal is fake sugar, sugar fake, we ain't equal. I liked it. It was a couple other bars I'm probably missing. He had the cone head. He I don't know, he was talking about Suge's, how they do about Suge's mother or girlfriend or something. He said cone head, that dome on point. And the bar I'm thinking about from Will is even Drake know you couldn't sit in wheelchair Jimmy, talking about the old Drake character from Degrassi, Wheelchair Jimmy. Even Drake know you couldn't sit in wheelchair Jimmy. That was crazy. It might have been like Will's craziest bar of the battle. I liked. But so yeah, Will definitely stepped it up. The Suge came in his second, and I feel like Suge stepped it up a little bit, and he came back firing off. He let's see, what did he have here? He had the I got something that'll take care of Will, like Uncle Phil bar. and they gonna have to snap his neck to fit him in his casket. That was crazy. That was hard. That was hard as nails. Suge just like Suge's bars. Of course, we all know this by now. Like Suge's not gonna give you nothing crazy over the head, but he delivers some of the hardest lines with. Then he delivers it with so much conviction, and his clutch and his tone. You know, he's able to articulate what he's saying very well, so he doesn't have to be crazy over the head. And I just like Suge. I like Suge second better than I like Will. I'm edging it. Like I'm both of these rounds to me that Suge took. I'm edging it. Like if somebody wants to give Will either one of these rounds, maybe the first, I'm gonna argue with you, but I'm not gonna be mad at it. So at this point, I had Suge up 2-0. Then the third was pretty lackluster. I think from both of them. I think they both, took it down a little bit. I'm not gonna say that about Will. Will was about the same he probably was for round one. Will's third was good. He had he started off with the proof angle saying, you better not say nothing about any dead legends. I'm knocking you out. Then he turned to smack and say, if I don't get paid, I'm knocking you out, that was crazy. I think we might have took a page from Twerk's New Jersey Twerk's book from when Ill Will battled Twerk about the putting Smack and Beasley in the trunk there maybe. But that was dope. It went over. He had to flip a bird in the street like road rage. I was just trying to flip a bird in the street like road rage. That was fire. That was fire. And he had another bar saying he was named Shotgun because he didn't have any drive. His mom said she named him Shotgun because he didn't have any drive. That was dope. And he had this bar saying how he was the shooter, the driver, and the lookout. Because Suge likes to say, he's the shooter and the driver, which that was dope too. It was a good flip on Suge's slogan. And Suge really just third kind of was dry to me, and he did have the I'm a sucker for my ratchet like Offset, talking about Cardi B, Offset, they're engaged or whatever. He had the Will lose control like a drunk. I make Will lose control like a drunk driver. That was okay. That was alright. And he just ended weird. I feel like he ended real weird. He did this angle about he did a What's Your Life Like angle about Will being a basketball coach, but the whole time Will was saying that his right hand man who's at all his battles, like that was the basketball coach. So maybe Suge got his info wrong, but he did a whole What's Your Life Like angle about that. And then he started going about something about Will hitting his woman. I guess Will was accused of domestic violence about somebody somewhere. I don't know. So yeah, he went into a whole angle about that, saying that like you corny for that, and he ended weird. He just ended weird, and then he said a bar, and he said Jersey. Then you heard him because their mics was still on. So when he went to dat Will up, you can hear him tell Will, I was going to pocket check you, but I was messing up at the end. So that was like clarification that he did in not how he wanted to. I gave Will a third, but it was a good battle from both. Little underwhelming, but it was a good battle. So the next matchup on tonight's card, Beasley Boys, is it was another matchup from the traffic card. I'm not sure if it was day one or day two, but it wasn't the main card. The main card. Stuey Newton versus Xcel, which another matchup I was kind of excited about when they got announced. It was good. It was a good matchup. If people see this and they might notice there's a blur to the left of the screen behind Stuey Newton. His whole entourage almost is blurred out, and URL kind of put out a disclaimer right before the battle started. Shout out to URL for this too, for even the gesture of doing this. I guess they still wanted to get the battle out, didn't want to vault it, which they could have. So they worked hard to remove. It was a person in Stuey Newton's entourage, I believe, or just someone that was standing behind him who committed a horrendous crime about a month after this battle was shot. It murdered like a 2 or 3 year old child, and he's currently in jail for that. But URL just didn't want his face on their footage, and rightfully so. Hope he gets everything that's coming to him. But just shout out to them for even the gesture of wanting to take the gentleman off the battle. So for the actual battle, Stuey Newton won first. His first round, his energy was okay. He had because Xcel's first name is Jason, so he had like a Jason coming silencer effect bar that he did the silencer noise like that Jason. It was something along the line like that's how his gunner sound with the silencer when Jason's coming. It was dope. I liked it. And he had another "You'll Get Lean by Activist" bar, which was okay. Pretty much calling himself an activist, saying "You'll get lean" by one. It was played on the promethazine drink, and I think that was pretty much it for Stewie's first. Xcel came off with a very dope little scheme about how he broke up with URL, and their relationship got kind of strained, and he popped back up. He said, "I'm that type of X," which that was fire. It was like a double entendre because his name is X. And he had a bar that said he lick offsets. He act just like cardiac. It was like a cardiac whole play on words that he did there. And he said, "I lick offsets. I act just like cardiac." Another play on the Offset and Cardi B relationship. That was dope. And he had a bar that he said something he does will get seller banned like the iPhone X. Saying the iPhone X is a cell that costs the ban. He's a cell, he'll get banned like the iPhone X. That was dope. I gave Xcel the first. Second round, Stuey came out in the second on fire. He was winging because actually Xcel had dropped the cameraman light, or not him, or somebody near him. The cameraman light, the lighting equipment kind of fell on Xcel while he was rapping in his first, and Stuey started off his second with a fire rebuttal on that, just saying you've been dropping some light stuff. That was crazy. I mean, it was basic, it was simple, it was effective, and it was clutch, and it was right on point. Definitely got points for that. He had a bar saying once they got wind of your wave, cell was set. That was fire. Talking about like a sailboat wanted the wave. He had the mouth change when it's time to kill, like it clown. Your mouth change when it's time to kill. Taking punches like Norris behind the grill. Something like, I don't know if that's the whole sequence, but that was fire. And he had a bar saying he was going to send Xcel up to heaven to give pH balance. It was like a water play on words with the water pH balance. That was crazy. I liked it. And Stuey had a way much better second. Xcel second. He came in, he had a bar saying, like Mississippi, if I black you in a bad state, pretty much saying it's not good to be black in Mississippi, even still to this day. Shout out to Black History Month. But he had a direct TV scheme, which I think the crowd didn't really catch on to till late, which was dope. Can't remember exactly how it went. It was a great direct TV scheme, and he had another bar saying that life takes stand-up men and give them wheelchairs, which was crazy. That was crazy. One of my favorite bars of the battle. I liked it. But Xcel was good in the second. I'm gonna give the second to Stuey. It's because he fought, man. He punched, and That was one of my favorite Stewie rounds ever. The second here. Now on to the third. Stewie started off with a couple more rebuttals. Can't quite remember what he rebutted. I mean, both of their thirds were probably my least favorite rounds of the battle from both of them. Stewie had I'm trying to get you back off smack like Fresh Sister bar, which was dope, and he had something like, it was a play on words of the event named Traffic, saying I'll give accelerate in traffic, which was I remember Bar kind of had it already. Born already had a give accelerate bar when he battled Xcel. Accelerate thing. So I don't know, maybe because I kind of heard it before, it didn't really, pack the same punch to me. But the story, it was alright. This third was okay. Xcel third was it was okay. It was good. Wasn't great either. He had a dope baseball player scheme in there, which I guess if you don't watch baseball, you wouldn't really court it. But that was a fire scheme like that. And that was pretty much it. Oh, he had a bar where he said something along the lines like, "Get your field blue like Boise State, like Boise State Broncos play on the blue turf," which that was dope. That was fire. Always love sports bars. But I gave Xcel the third. Ultimately giving Xcel this battle 2-1, first and third. But good stuff from both of these gentlemen. And once again, shout out to URL for the gesture to blur this low life scumbag out of our view, because nobody wants to look at him. But that's it. That's it for this recap. I am TD Berry. You are once again on Capee Street. Please feel free to come back and visit. Shout out to all subscribers. If you haven't, click that subscribe button. And y'all be cool, huh? Y'all be cool.